In Nebraska's capital, Omaha, everyone is showing who they're supporting this election. And one sign is everywhere: the blue dot that has become the emblem of the Democrats in the state's highly politicized 2nd District.
This is how we created all of them in the beginning. 5,000 essentially were made in a true grassroots manner by hand. You'd have people come and ask for a sign and say, I really, really want to get a sign, but I don't know if I'll display it in my yard. I'm just too scared. But then what was rewarding is we had many instances where those people came back and they'd tell us, I got courageous and I put it out in my yard, and the best thing happened the next day. 2 or 3 more popped up on my street.
Jason and Ruth launched the Blue Dot movement in August after Kamala Harris entered the presidential race. Since then, they've distributed over 12,000 signs.
It's really not just about us uniting as our district as Democrats. It's really bigger than that. It's us uniting as a party. And then we started talking, it's about us uniting as the United States.
It's inspired people, like, this is cool. It's like, I can't fall into that trap of saying my vote doesn't count, because I live in a red state, my blue vote doesn't count. Oh, no. That was exciting to see people have that connection.
To win the election on the 5th of November, a candidate must win 270 of the 538 electoral college votes. In most states, whoever wins the majority of votes wins the state's electors. But in the event of a tie, Nebraska could prove decisive because it's one of 2 states which is split into congressional districts.
In Nebraska, each congressional district of the 3 can give an electoral vote to a candidate if that candidate wins that district, regardless of how the overall state votes. And in Nebraska, this congressional district is a swing district. We have a history of, awarding our electoral vote to the Democratic candidate, even though it's a very Republican state. So this district could determine who the next president of the United States is.
In 2016, Trump won Nebraska's 2nd District, but in 2020, Joe Biden won it back. This year, Kamala Harris is the favorite, but her campaign isn't taking any chances on this singular electoral college vote. They've invested millions of dollars in advertising in the district, vastly outstripping the Republicans.
Harris is spending $21 million in Omaha, and the former president is spending $0. So this is the headlines we have right now. The money coming in on the other side is huge. It's a tidal wave. We need all of you to share the gospel. Share it with your neighbors, your friends, just as the governor is saying. We got the momentums.
Don Bacon is a Republican congressman from the Omaha district. He is also campaigning for re-election on the 5th of November.
I believe there's more anger at what happened the last 4 years under this president, vice president. People are poor today. They were 4 years ago. They're angry about the border. They're angry about the crime. And that's because of Democratic leadership. I think in the end, that's going to motivate more voters than a sign with a blue dot on it.
Reality or wishful thinking? Whatever the case, Jason, Ruth, and the Blue Dot movement have every intention of continuing until Election Day.
Kamala is fair in saying that we're the underdog in the country because she obviously was passed the torch late in the game. Being the incumbent is sometimes very hard, or on the incumbent ticket, but we are not the underdogs right now in this district, and they are seeing that. And yes, the Democratic Party has thrown a lot of money this way because they want to make a statement.
It's the most important election of my lifetime, and I'm almost 60, and I hear people that are 80 that say that. It's a very important election. We are at a fork in the road if we're going to continue to be divisive and go down a path of hating each other, or if we're going to come together and actually get things done in America.
Whilst it may seem hard to imagine that this is where the fate of the election will be decided, it's certainly not impossible, especially with an election billed as the most marginal in history.